Time for another memo from the bunker. I just spent the last 2 days trying to take care of a dog that was very ill. Now, why was she ill? We changed her food. Times being what they are, I couldn't buy the active senior dog food that she was used to using. She'd been on that same dog food for 5 years. Loved it. Every time she ate dinner, she had active senior. Looked forward to it. Had for breakfast too. When the My Sharona Cyrus hit and people went crazy and bought everything in the stores, it disrupted the supply line. Now, you'd think, disrupted the supply line? What are you talking about? An invasion? No, not an invasion. This is just people being paranoid. They bought up all the Purina Active Senior that they could find, thinking something. I don't know what. I'm not exactly sure where their mind's at. But I do know that Sadie decided that she wasn't going to live in that kind of a situation unaffected. So she's been having diarrhea now for 3 days. That kills. Becoming dehydrated lowers your immunity and causes all kinds of problems. And poor Sadie is in the affected age. She's 12 years old now. And in a dog, that's an old dog. So I ended up taking her to the vet, and we had to go through the protocol of the vet couldn't let me in the building. They had to meet me out in the parking lot, both of us wearing masks. Sadie was handed off. Sadie went in the building, came back out, totally terrified, just absolutely not understanding any of it. While I was waiting for Sadie, 3 other people came in. Pretty much the same situation. I was wearing a mask. I'm a belt and suspenders kind of guy, even though I think a lot of the hype involved in this is just built up to make people afraid so that they're more easily manipulated. A little precaution doesn't hurt. Now, I have dust masks. Matter of fact, I have high grade biohazard masks because that's what you use when you're working with organic chemicals. You want to make sure that the droplets from the mineral spirits or the droplets from the variety of liquid materials that you use for finishes doesn't get into your lungs. So I wear a mask, and I always wear glasses because I can't see without them. I haven't gone to the face shield yet. I'm thinking about it. Watching Scout Crafter tonight, starting to think, okay, maybe he's crazy, but he might be crazy in a good way. So, no offense meant, John. I don't think you're crazy. People are getting really, really frightened. And that was part of the problem with Sadie. Everything changed. Routine changed. She couldn't go outside when she wanted to. Her food wasn't the same. Her sleep hours weren't the same. Her owners were handling things differently. Lydia has to work long hours because she works for a nursing home. Well, seen assisted living facility. But that means that she's worried. And worried is not good. So if I can say anything for you guys that might help, I guess I'd have to say, be careful. The things that we fear can come true if we don't pay attention to the signs. Now, Governor Whitmer in Michigan is, well, on the news they're talking about. I haven't heard Governor Whitmer say anything. I don't listen to the news as a general rule. I was just had to take Sadie to the doctor. That meant I had to drive a block and a half uh, down to the veterinarian and, like I said, stand in a parking lot. So I was listening to the radio while I was waiting, and they were talking about how they might extend the shutdown for 70 days. I think they're a one-trick pony. They don't have any idea what they're doing. They have hit upon something that seems to be effective for one portion of whatever they're concerned with, and they're not paying any attention to the rest of it. Shutting down business for 70 days. Where are they going to get the money to make the stuff to replace the stuff that they're going through now? They're out of active senior dog food. There isn't any to be had. You can't buy it online. You can't get it anywhere. So now I have a dog that I have to walk through a lifestyle change, which, trying to reason with a dog, not very effective. I can imagine trying to reason through the situation with your 80-year-old grandmother, telling her that, well, we can't get your medicine now, Mom, because the place that made it is closed for 70 days, and the stockpile is only good for 30. So we're going to have to come up with an alternate. I don't think there's a lot of people that can come up with an alternate. I know I can't. I have a stockpile of the medicine that I take because everything comes in a 3-month supply. Just the way my insurance works. Okay, that takes me 90 days. How long does it take to start a plant back up after you shut down? This is something I've done a lot of. It usually takes 3 to 4 weeks to get you up and running. You have to clean everything out. You have to build up the raw material stocks. You have to make sure that the inventory is correct. You have to make sure that you have all the little bits and pieces in place, and that Sam, the only guy who knew how to mix the batch correctly, yeah, everybody's got a Sam, wasn't one of the fatalities. Whether through not being available because he's decided to run to the hills, or because he got run over by a bus. Those things happen. So, 70-day shutdown, 2-week startup. Then you got pipeline to fill. How long does it take to get stuff shipped across the United States? Well, if you got to build it first, and you got to get the infrastructure back up, because you haven't been careful enough to keep the trucking industry going, and the fuel supply industry going, and the electrical supply industry going, and the food supply going. All those things are balanced upon the idea that, well, somebody made a living doing that, and they were there on Monday, and they worked until Friday, and then they coasted for a couple of days because we'd been doing this long enough that everything just pretty much had a system. Well, now we took the system and threw it in a crapper. So, if I got anything to say, it's already too late, guys. You haven't got your 70-day supply in house. It's not going to be there. Trying to stock 70 days of bread or 70 days of flour, when how many people buy flour now? You want a bag of donuts, you go get a bag of donuts. You don't make donuts. You want a loaf of bread, you go to the store and get a loaf of bread. You don't make bread. Heck, I don't think half of us could make a cracker if we needed to. It's not end times, guys, but it's close. Sadie slept for the first time tonight. She slept about 6 hours. She's been getting up and going out every hour on the hour, and I've been with her. So perhaps I'm a little more doom and gloom tonight than I am normally because I'm really tired. I stayed up to watch and make sure she's okay. It's now about 2 in the morning. Yep, 1:38 a.m. So when you see this tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., understand that I'm not in a position where I'm going to be Mr. Sunshine. I'm worried. Take care out there. Watch yourself. Wash your hands. Don't go to the store. If you have to get something, go to the drive-thru. Wash your hands. Wear a mask. Heck, wear whatever you got. If you don't have a mask, then tie a bandana around your face. Don't touch your face. I just did it. Old habits die hard. And that's the ones that'll kill you.